Hi, everyone. Today we're going to talk about how to use Schoology Calendar. Michelle Kaz did an awesome power up for our winter workshops this morning, and there were tons of great pieces of information thrown out. So thanks again to Kaz for putting that together for us. And I'm just going to kind of take what she did and put it in a screencast for everybody. So she talked about Schoology calendars. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to access. So if you are in Schoology, this is your home screen. If you just click on Narden Academy, it brings you right back to this screen. Since the update, we've been able to easily access Schoology Calendar. So you can do it in two different ways. Here, you have the calendar. If I click on this, it brings me to my full calendar, everything, all the classes, all the groups, everything I belong to. But no matter where you are in your Schoology page, you can also always access it from this icon up here. So if I click on that, it takes me right to my full calendar. Here he comes. So everything that I have an assignment for or an event for is marked on this calendar. You can control which calendars you see by using this little drop down right here. So right now I only have the homeroom calendar selected. If I unselect it, it does allow me to see every single calendar. Where is it? Oh, sorry. I'm getting click happy. On click. Okay. So if nothing is marked, all of your calendars will show up. So let's take a look at these. I have different colors marked for different calendars, but I'll show you about color coding later. If I am concentrating on all of my classes, I would like to see them this way. If I am just concentrating on one class, I probably would like to hone in on just one of them. But this feature here allows you to see which classes, say I just want to see my 5th grade and 6th grade, because the two of those are the most similar. So I'll click on both of them and it'll just take me up to this beautiful calendar of spring, purple, and yellow. So I can take a look and make sure that I didn't miss anything here, that they're all in the same spot, doing the same things. Perfect. Okay, so that's how you can access them from your homepage. Now, if I'm in a specific course, I will choose 6th grade. You access the calendar in a different way, if you choose. No matter what, you'll always have this icon up here, but remember that will by default bring you to your full calendar load unless you tick those drop-down boxes that I just showed you. In my class, I have to wait for the full page to load. As you can see, we're just waiting a little bit here. I have this little icon right here that the finger can point to when I'm hovering over it. That brings me exclusively to my 6th grade class, and that's it. And it's just that one color, okay? So now I'm just looking at and just editing and just adding to one calendar. Okay, something else I wanted to show you. I'm going to go back to my icon so you can see the whole thing. And I like this feature because it reminds me of Google features. I apologize, I'm in a pretty weak spot for internet right now. Okay, so I have it as a full month view. I can also switch to a weekly view, what are we doing for the week? And it's actually not what we're doing. These are just their assignments for the week. I do not have specific dates and times on these. These guys I do. As you can see, they're all the way down here at 11:59. But these guys up here are just happening all day, and they don't have times on them. So that's why they're up here. And Google Calendar is the same way. I'm not sure about Apple Calendar. I'm not an iOS person. And then this is my day, Wednesday. So if I just wanted to pull up homework every day individually for the kids to see in the beginning of class or something, I could do that. If I just wanted to hone in on a week, I could do that. If I want to show them the monthly calendar, I could do that as well. The nice thing about this feature is they can see what their workload is in the present week or future weeks if you're planning ahead. All right. So we talked about how to access the calendar from 3 different ways, how we can see the month, the week, the day, and also that you can navigate from month to month. And I did not show you that before. And remember, I can do that here, which classes I would like to see at the moment. Okay, so let's talk about color coding, because who doesn't love to color code? Okay, all of your groups will automatically go green. Your classes will automatically go manila unless you change them. So you have a personal calendar that's defaulted to blue. I like to give each of my class different colors. I'm just like that. If you click on the block, you'll have this arrow that comes over, and you can change the different colors of your different classes. So, for example, if I taught 2 sections of Spanish 9, maybe I would do a darker blue and a light blue, knowing that they're both Spanish 9, but they're 2 different sections, and I can make sure that I see just a little variance there. I think it's a great feature. I recommend it. But obviously,
you want to give that a try? Kathy, Tom is trying out his share screen.
All right, let's try that.
Yep, that's working.
It's working. And does it work even when I scroll?
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Yay. All right.
That's a web quest I've signed up
We'll
for.
wait just a couple
So
minutes
I'm going to
to
pause,
get a
and I'll come back and finish the next part of this
Hi, Rebecca.
after.
So Rebecca and Kathy.
Hi, everybody. I'm back. Sorry about the interruption before. Okay, so I'm going to pick up with adding assignments or events, which will automatically upload to your calendar. So right now I'm in my homeroom in my practice folder that's hidden. So I'm going to add material. I'm going to actually show you kind of a secret way here. If I go to this plus sign here, I can add it within the private folder, so I don't have to add it, and then it goes all the way to the bottom, and then I have to scroll it back all the way up to the top, which I think I showed you guys in a previous screencast. So I've learned something since the last one. So I can add an assignment right inside that folder. And as long as I give it a date, it will go onto the calendar. So let's see. They have, we'll call it test, religion test, English test, social studies test, whatever it is. Putting up your homework assignments, your assignments. I think everybody does that. So whichever assignment it happens to be, whether it's workbook page 16 or read, or I don't know, that you have a storyboard due, whatever it is, assignment can go right up here, and you'll notice you have to do that. If you wanted to give some more details about it, you could put it right here. If you had specific directions, if you had a link to the assignment or a file. Google Drive assignments, let me know if you need help with that, Mary Lou Hutton will be here tomorrow morning if anyone's interested in the Google Drive assignments. I've also linked my Cami account too. If you're interested in what that is, let me know. I'll show you. And a due date. So I'm going to put it for, next Friday. And I have to write down what it is. You can create a new grading category. You can have it be a test or a quiz or homework or participation. But most of the time, because my gradebook is not hooked up to PowerSchool from Schoology, I just do ungraded. The kids will actually say, like, is this really ungraded? Like, no, but it's ungraded in Schoology. I just grade it later and put it in PowerSchool. And then, of course, if you would like to include what type of grading system you're using. These options down here, differentiation, individually assign, that's in another screencast. They have all of your standards up here. You can align them if you're really ambitious. You can lock it. You can enable or disable submissions. That's an option on here. And if you want to work on enabling submissions within an assignment, I can work with you on that as well. That's where Google Drive assignments is most efficient, in my opinion, but you and I can always sit down if you're interested. Published or not published. Mine is unpublished because I don't want the students to freak out about a test that actually isn't there because this is a training course. Grade statistics, if you were using this for grading purposes. Comments enabled, so the kids can say, yay, a test, or you never told us there was a test, or can you remind me what chapter this is on? I don't want them to do that, so I'm going to disable. If I was teaching two of the same classes, I could copy to courses, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel, and I would click whatever other class I would like this test copied to, and it copies the same date, time, ungraded, and that's it. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to do anything else. Oops. I would just go to create. But I'm going to unclick that because I don't want to scare anyone. Okay. So then I would go to create. And it's going to pop up over here. I just pointed to that, but obviously you can't see that because it's a screencast. And it's going to pop up in that practice folder too, because that's where I had originally put it. So I'll drop this down to show you. There it is, right inside there. I don't have to go back and switch anything around. And you'll see, where is it? 23, 23, 24. It's not there because it's 25th. This guy here lists only for about the next 10 days, and this is the 11th day, so that's why it's not showing up. Okay, so here we are in my homeroom. It's not published because, that's why, my apologies. It's because it's unpublished. So if I were to publish this folder, all of my contents inside of it would also be published, which would mean that my assignment would then pop up. It's little things I forget. So we'll just check the settings on this guy. It should be there. Let's check our calendar again. And there it is. So there it is right there. And this one has a date on it with a time. Why don't the other ones? Well, that's the difference between an assignment and an event. Let me show you another way to create something to go onto the calendar. So if I click tomorrow, for example, you'll notice that it says post. Do you want event, which is the default? So be careful. If you are posting an assignment for homework, it needs to be switched. You need to click on assignment. Otherwise, it will not appear on their workload, which we'll talk about later, or it will not go to the parent's calendar. So you would name it, and because it's an assignment, we'll have to do a little extra work, and then you can create the way I just showed you. Instead of copying to course here, I search for my different classes by typing in some keywords like grade 4 or grade 6. And that's how I can copy things to separate courses. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to confuse anyone. I'm actually going to cancel out of this instead. Okay. And the other way to create something to go onto the calendar is by creating an event. And we kind of went through that as well. So that's events and assignments. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about is workload planning. So if you have a student who seems like they have a lot going on that day, you can double check it. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see I clicked workload planning. And that's an option in any courses being here. So I click on this and I can see for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, do they have a little bit of work, a good amount of work, or are we starting to hit assignments that are overwhelming for the kid? For example, you can see here, there's six things going on Friday. That's probably a little bit heavy. 5 things are probably even a little bit heavy for a 6th grader. So if I were planning a test or a quiz, I would know that I, despite my plan, should pick a different day. So I know in the elementary school they use the Google Calendar to do this, but I'm wondering if being able to do that right here in Schoology is one less thing we might have to go through, because you can also go weeks in advance. So if you're the first teacher on the boat, you know that you get the clear, and then you don't have to open up your Google Calendar as well. So just a thought. Maybe I can talk to you guys about that and see some students' work is already piling up for next Friday. But with the close of their quarter this week, I guess it's expected that the elementary school probably has a little more going on. But you would be able to see, even though you're not teaching those classes, what the other kids have going on. I think it's an amazing feature that we should all kind of take advantage of. So you would even be able to see by clicking on it what they have going on that day. So you can say like, oh, well, they have 6 things going on, but one of them's SSR. Another one is don't forget your gym clothes. All right. If you have any questions, let me know.